Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn about the summary of Games People Play by Eric Berne. According to this book, as we are interacting with people, we are actually playing games with them. These games are power games, sexual games, and competitive games. Most of the games can be massive, destructive, and we play unconsciously. If we can understand these games, we can master our responses and secure relationships. This book is like handbook of transactional analysis. We will learn about psychology of human relationships, transactional analysis, and types of games people play. First, the role of social intercourse. Human brain needs stimuli. Stimuli like physical, emotional, and sensory stimuli. Without this stimuli, our brain and body won't work properly. As we cannot always contact physically, we seek strokes from others like face to face meetings, compliments. These exchange of stroke forms transaction. So, transactional analysis is dynamic of social interaction. Second, the ego states parent, adult, and child. Parental. We all grew up with parent and their figures, and we pick up their beliefs, gestures, vocab, emotions, responses. So we carry these parental ego states our whole life. Next is adult. We all in our life autonomously and objectively process data and assess reality. This happens in children, adult, and even in mentally ill people. Next is child. The small child once you were still lives in you. The child ego state does not mean childishness or immaturity. It's the creative, intuitive, and spontaneous part of who you are. Third, analyzing social interactions. Process of social interactions. First, a stimulus where one party acknowledges the other party. Second, a response when the other party reacts to the stimulus. So, what is transactional analysis? It is diagnosing the ego state behind each stimulus and response. Complementary transaction. It is an appropriate and expected response. It is logical adult adult discussion. It is smooth and sustainable. Next, crossed transactions. It is unexpected or out of context response. You speak to some adult expecting an adult reaction, but their responses as a parent. It leads to communications breakdown. These games have ulterior motives or more complex outcomes. They involve hidden motives as at psychological level. Generally, the games involved crossed transactions usually played repeatedly. First, life games. These games we play have lifelong impact. The they may involve other innocent bystanders. Like in the game Kick Me, the player acts in defensive manner like he is telling that please don't kick me. This sign provoke people to kick him. By this the person gets stroked and his internal mind says that world is out to get him. So to end this game, point out that the provocation is not needed and just say no to deal with the player. Marital games. Let's talk about sweetheart game, which is played in public. The husband says something about his wife in public that puts his wife in a bad light, but at the end he adds, "Am I right, sweetheart?" This upsets his wife, but the word sweetheart make it hard for her to rebuke directly. So she has three options. First, tell him not to end negative stories of her with sweetheart. Second, to reply with yes, honey. Third, tell a similar story of him and end with am I right, honey? Next is party games. As our relationship with expertise deepen, we also move from simple pastimes and rituals into more complex games. The party games include Ended Awful, Blemish, Scamiel, Why Don't You? Yes, but next is sexual games. These games are always played in private to avoid or exploit sexual impulses. These games are Let You and Him Fight, Perversions, Repo, The Stalking Game, and Uproar. Next is Underworld games. These games are played in and out of prison. These games are Cops and Robbers, How Do You Get Out of Here, Let's Pull a Fast One on Joey. Sixth is consulting room games. These games are played in professional and therapeutic situations like I am only trying to help you. Unlike genuine help, the I am only trying to help you player is driven by a hidden motive, which is to prove that people are disappointing and ungrateful. This player offers advice to a patient or client but doesn't work. So he keeps offering his help until he propels his hand up and blames the failure rescue attempt on the other party's failure to reciprocate. Seventh is good games. Some exploitative games can still be good if the positive outcome is more effective than the operation. Like in Cavalier game, the player still flirt but not under sexual pressure. When done with good taste and within acceptable boundaries, it can actually unlock energy and creativity. Next is going beyond games. Some games, destructive game, we continue to play because we are unaware of our own games. We are trying to enforce certain beliefs or avoid certain issues. We use games to avoid getting too intimate or hurt. Some games are adopted by our children. They continue to play them. So, we need three key elements to develop games free relationships to make them joyful and secure. One, awareness. Second, spontaneity. Third, intimacy. Quotes from this book. First, the essential characteristics of human play is not that the emotions are spurious, but that they are regulated. Second, people pick as friends, associates, and intimates other people who play the same games. Third, many games are played most intensively by disturbed people. Generally speaking, the more disturbed they are, the harder they play. Fourth, a game is played from a position, but a position or its corresponding attitude is not a game. Fifth, there seem to be two distinctive types of habitual criminals: those who are in crime primarily for profit, and those who are in it primarily for the game. Sixth, awareness requires living in here and now and not in the elsewhere, the past or the future. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel.